Anger, that ubiquitous emotion, I'm sure that everybody at some time in their life has to deal with this. And yet, if you go back through history, you'll find that anger is one of the best motivators. You'll find that many of the most incredible things that people have done to benefit mankind probably started in someone's anger about some situation. It's the kind of thing that can get you across the finish line. It's the kind of thing that can motivate your training to make you a champion. And yet you can just as easily go back through history and find examples of people being completely consumed by anger and going on to do dreadful things that cause countless people to suffer and create all kinds of damage. So how do we deal with this if we're a warrior? Here's a scenario I'd like you to consider. You're in a dojo and you're training and you get knocked to the mat. In fact, you get knocked to the mat over and over and over again. Let's say you get knocked down 15 times in a row. Now, something like that's probably going to make you frustrated, and very likely you're going to experience a certain amount of anger, and that anger is either going to be directed at yourself or at the person who knocked you down. But I absolutely guarantee you that if you get up off that mat with your anger, you're going to be going down a 16th, a 24th, an 85th time. You're going to keep going down as long as you keep getting up and getting up with that anger. One of the most important lessons that a warrior can learn is that if you're going to engage somebody or something, you need to leave that behind. One of the oldest tactics in the world, you see it in ancient manuals from China and Japan and Western Europe, is the general advising you to make, if you want to win, make your enemy mad, get them angry and keep them angry. It will cloud their perception, they will start making bad decisions, and they will be defeated every single time. So it's a double-edged sword. You can use it to do amazing things, but you can equally let it consume you and let it prevent you from doing much of anything. Recently, I've seen some pretty good examples of that. We actually had a Sabbath that we did recently where for years we've been doing this anvil magic ritual, and the idea was we put this anvil there, you focus on what it is you want to happen in your life, and then you hit it with a hammer to emphasize the fact that you're putting your intention out in that direction. You see people who had all this built up stuff inside just pounding this thing. This year I surprised everybody. They came in and I said, this year we used all kinds of other emotions to put behind our intentions. This year I want you to see if you can access that. I know some people have got frustration. I know some people have got anger. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that. And I gave them boxing gloves and I brought out focus mitts and I said, I'm the anvil. Go for it. It was really interesting to see what happened there. Some people were reluctant to go that way. They were quite frightened to try and access that. Other people, they just turned loose and they went absolutely crazy. And it was interesting because you could picture these people going into a dojo with that state of mind and getting knocked down 15 times, because you have to go into this place of no mind, as they say in Asian martial arts, where you put all of that behind and you focus on your perception of what's going on around you, and you become effective because you're not hampered or handcuffed by these emotional things which will cloud your perception. So go out there, put your anger behind you, and be glorious.